With the latest update from Figma, the release of UI 3 brought some major improvement in the entire layout of Figma. And in today's video, we're going to cover the new design. So if we are all ready with our Figma app open, we can start. Just as a quick disclaimer, this tutorial is not blocking for the upcoming episode, but it is very useful to understand how the new UI works and how we studied and see where new tools were moved. So it is not blocking, but still an important one. Let's start exploring the new UI. First thing that we can see is that we have lots of space in the center area of the screen, so we can better focus on our design. We have full panels both on the right and left side, and our tools like share and place are now inside the right panel in the upper area. So this is kind of one of the first changes because previously we had the main toolbar in the upper area, and now it is fully integrated inside the right panel. So the first big change from the previous UI is that we have now the toolbar set in the bottom center area of the screen, and there is a floating design dedicated to this tool, which is kind of aligned and consistent the moment that Figma made the two panels also as floating panels in the UI, but now it kind of lost some consistency across the product, but still it has a centered position, and the layout and inside the layout, considering this is the main place where the user will find all the tools that they need, it is still super awesome to see it as an improvement. Inside the toolbar, we can also see that we have this new kind of button, which is called actions. And when we open, we can see that we have all assets, plugins and widget. But one of the news coming from the last press conference from Figma keynote is that inside this panel, like layout, we could call it layout, we're going to find the AI tool the moment that Figma will release it, considering that AI is now part of every day and it is super integrated inside so many products. So now let's move to the left panel, where we can see a much cleaner and very minimalistic, very mindful navigation. So we can see where we have all our pages in the file tab and assets that got a new redesign from the previous version. When we see the name of our file, we can see that all the tools, the different tools, we can change the name by selecting the name here, or we can see all the different actions that we can take, selecting this chevron here. And yeah, so basically for the left panel, a much more cleaner and easy to use redesign, super appreciated from the team. And then we can move now to the right panel. We can see, in my humble opinion, the main update of this UI 3. I think that the team at Figma really outdo themselves. We have the properties panel with many differences from the previous version. The effort to actually reorganize all settings can really be observed in this section of the UI. The panel is responsive, which is actually very useful. I use it a lot sometimes because there are a series of buttons and parameters and numbers. So having more space to better see it all, awesome. Totally love it. In the upper section, there are much more clear subsection. We have the header, we have the parameters, we have clear line separator, which is super awesome. The corner radius, some elements were moved, like the corner radius is now inside the appearance section, and the absolute position is now called ignore auto layout. Took me a while to find the right button to press. In the outer layout, there are all the main options from the previous version, but still in a very clean and sophisticated design. Big difference from the previous UI is also the layout grid that was actually set in the one of the first subsection of the right panel, and now we can see it is after the selection colors, after the effects, and stroke. They kind of choose a different position from the previous version of the UI. So for this kind of layout section, there is a little bit of retraining, but from my point of view, I actually found it very easily. I had to actually dig it and like make a comparison between the two UI to actually notice this point. But let's move now to the top toolbar. So we do know that it was moved in the bottom center area of the UI, as we mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but there are some tools that are now kind of hidden from the previous version. The Boolean operations that we previously had in the centered area of the top toolbar are now moved in a sort of drop down of the right panel. I think this is the best way to show how Figma really put the effort to minimize things. And yes, I had a moment of research to actually found them, but when I found them, was super fine with it. Moreover, these elements also appears when you actually select more than one item. So for Boolean operation of merge, subtract, and others, they don't always appear. They appear the moment that you select the proper number of items in the scene. I'm super curious to see how Figma will integrate the AI tool inside the toolbar. I can't wait to see it and to test it. I would also love to hear from you your feedback on how you use the new UI, how you feel it. Overall, I super appreciate the new design, the new minimalistic look, and the way the panels look. I also love that they didn't make the panel floating anymore, because there was a previous version where the panels, right panels and left panels were floating. I didn't quite get that kind of design choice, but now that we have full panels and full control of all the assets, tools, and parameters that we need, I think it is the best version yet. So now it is up to you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Did you face any kind of issues while using the new UI? Would you like to see some specific improvements on Figma? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye.